Why is mental health still a taboo in the Black community? It's a question that haunts me, a question that speaks to the deep-rooted pain and resilience of a people who have endured centuries of trauma. We are survivors, we are warriors, but even warriors carry scars. We bury our pain, we mask our struggles, all under the weight of an unspoken expectation to be strong, to persevere, to never show weakness. But at what cost? When do we acknowledge the silent epidemic eating away at our community from within? This isn't just a conversation about mental health. It's about our survival. It's about dismantling the systems of oppression that tell us our pain doesn't matter, that our voices don't deserve to be heard. It's about reclaiming our right to healing, to wholeness, to living lives free from the shackles of stigma and silence. This is a call to arms, a plea for understanding, a demand for change. We can't afford to stay silent any longer. The time for whispers is over. The time for action is now. The numbers paint a grim picture, a stark reminder of the mental health crisis plaguing the Black community. Black adults in the United States are 20% more likely to report serious psychological distress than their white counterparts. We are disproportionately affected by PTSD, anxiety, and depression. Our children are more likely to witness violence, to experience trauma, to grapple with the emotional weight of systemic racism. These aren't just statistics, they are lives impacted, families torn apart, potential left unfulfilled. Behind every number is a face, a story, a heart hurting in silence. We can no longer ignore the weight of this burden. We must acknowledge the crisis within our community and demand better. Silence. It's a heavy cloak we wear, a shield we hide behind, protecting ourselves from judgment, from shame, from the fear of being labeled as weak or crazy. We whisper about our struggles in hushed tones if we speak about them at all. We suffer in silence, afraid to burden others with our pain. This silence is a learned behavior, passed down through generations who had to be strong, who had to suppress their emotions to survive. But in today's world, this silence is killing us. It's time to break free from the shackles of stigma. It's time to speak our truths, to share our stories, to let each other know that we are not alone in this fight. The Black community's relationship with the mental health system is complex, rooted in a history of medical racism and mistreatment. We carry the scars of experimentation, of misdiagnosis, of being dismissed and disregarded by the very institutions that should be helping us heal. This history has sown seeds of mistrust, making it even harder for us to seek the care we desperately need. We remember the Tuskegee syphilis study, a shameful chapter in American history where Black men were denied treatment for syphilis in the name of research. We remember the countless stories of Black patients misdiagnosed, over-medicated, and dismissed by healthcare providers who fail to see our humanity. This legacy of mistrust casts a long shadow, but we cannot let it define our future. We must demand better from our healthcare system. We must advocate for culturally competent care, for providers who understand our unique experiences and challenges. We deserve a system that sees us, hears us, and values our well-being. Section 5. Walls of Stigma. Barriers to seeking help. The stigma surrounding mental health in the Black community is a formidable barrier, preventing many from seeking the help they desperately need. We are taught to pray our problems away, to toughen up, to view mental illness as a sign of weakness, rather than a real and treatable medical condition. This stigma is further compounded by cultural nuances, by the fear of being labeled as crazy or different. We worry about the judgment of our families, our friends, our communities. We stay silent, internalizing our pain, allowing it to fester and grow. We must dismantle these walls of stigma, brick by brick. We must create spaces where vulnerability is met with compassion, where seeking help is seen as a sign of strength, not weakness. We must encourage open dialogue, education, and understanding around mental health issues within our community. Section 6. Navigating a system built on inequality. Even when we overcome the internal barriers of stigma and fear, we are often met with a healthcare system ill-equipped to meet our needs. Access to quality mental health care is a privilege often denied to marginalized communities. Systemic racism and socioeconomic disparities create significant barriers to treatment, leaving many Black individuals without the resources or support they need. We need to address the systemic inequalities that perpetuate this crisis. We need increased funding for mental health services in underserved communities. We need more Black therapists and mental health professionals who can provide culturally sensitive care. We need a system that prioritizes our well-being, not our silence. Section 7. The power of speaking our truths. Breaking the silence is the first step towards healing. When we share our stories, we chip away at the stigma. We create space for others to do the same. Our voices have power. They have the power to educate, to inspire, to create change. We must encourage open and honest conversations about mental health within our families, our communities, our places of worship. We must create safe spaces where vulnerability is embraced, where seeking help is encouraged, where no one feels alone in their struggles. Our stories are our strength. They are a testament to our resilience, our capacity for healing, our unwavering spirit. By sharing our truths, we empower ourselves and each other to break free from the chains of silence and stigma. Section 8. Breaking the chains. A call to action. This is a call to action, a plea for change, a demand for a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. We cannot afford to be silent any longer. We must break the chains of stigma, dismantle the systems of oppression, and create a world where mental health is treated with the same urgency and compassion as physical health. Educate yourself and others about mental health issues. Challenge the stigmas within your own circles. Support organizations and initiatives working to improve mental health access and awareness in the Black community. Most importantly, if you are struggling, please know that you are not alone. Reach out, seek help, and allow yourself to heal. Your life matters. Your well-being matters. Your voice matters. Together we can break the silence, shatter the stigma, and build a future where mental health is no longer a taboo, but a priority.